Section 5.4a is writing an equation when you're given a slope and 1 point. To this point, we've learned how to write an equation when we're given the slope and a specific point, the y-intercept. But what happens when we don't have the y-intercept? What happens when we're given some other point? Well, that's what this example is going to show you here. How you're going to write an equation when you know the slope and any point. So the slope here we're told is a -2, and the point that we're given is 1, 5. We know it's not a b, we know it's not a y-intercept because it doesn't start with a 0. So what do we have to do? Well, we know what the m is. We know the m is -2, and that's important to know and remember. The next thing we have to do is we have to find b. We have to find the y-intercept, because if you're going to write an equation in slope-intercept form, you need the slope and you need the y-intercept. Well, here's how you do it. You know the formula, slope-intercept form, and it just so happens that you know what the m is. You know -2 is m. You also know an x value. You know a point that's on the line, so you know that 1 is an x value, and you also know that 5 is a y value. So what you can do is you can plug in all three of those numbers, leaving yourself with a b, and now all you have to do is isolate the b and find out what it is. So 5 equals -2 plus b. To isolate the b, I'm going to add 2. So 7 equals b. We'll rewrite that as b equals 7. So we were just able to find out what the b was. And now that you know what the m and the b, you can write your equation in slope-intercept form. My m is -2, and my b is 7. So the key is to use the point that they give you and the slope. You use those right here to find out what your b is, and once you find out the b, it's just like the problems in the last section. Here we have to write an equation of a line. We're given a point and a slope. We know the slope is 1/2, so that's half the battle is done, but now we have to find the b. I'll even write that down. Our goal here is to find out what the b is. So we start with the slope-intercept form, and we can plug in our x, our y, and our m value. Y is -3, m value is 1/2, and the x value is a 2. I'm getting that information from right there. Now I have to solve for the b. -3 equals, 2 will cancel with a 2, leaving a 1. Subtract 1, so -4 equals b, which means b equals -4. I now know my m and my b. Plug those in. Y equals 1/2 x minus 4. Here's another equation we have to write given a point and a slope here. So I know my m is 4. That's given. I have to find the b, and I do that by using the slope-intercept form. I know the y, the m, and the x, all from right here. So the y is a 2. M is a 4, and the x is a -3, and now I have to use algebra to solve for the b. 4 times -3 is -12. I remove that by adding 12. 12 and 2 is 14. So I now know that my y-intercept is 14. So I'm going to plug that into y equals mx plus b. Y equals 4x plus 14. Here's one that is so easy that it often is hard, because the point we're given is 0, 0. Well, we know that the slope is -2, but now we have to find the b. Well, you know when you see a point, if the first number is a 0, the second number is your b. So in this case, my b is a 0. So y equals mx plus b is just going to be y equals -2x plus nothing. So it's just y equals -2x. It ends up being a direct variation because it goes through the origin, and you may have already known that.